All right, let's talk a little bit more. That's probably a good segue into coaches' duties. All right, and we all have coaches on our staff that we want to get involved with this. I think it does take a village to be effective with your special teams, but I think you need to be smart about how you're using the coaches you have. And I realize you may have a high school staff where you only have 4 or 5 coaches, or maybe you have an FCS or FBS college staff where you've got 10 assistants and GAs and so forth. So here's how I approach it. First, don't put a square peg in a round hole. So look for ways to plug your coaches in for assignments and techniques that they're going to be comfortable coaching. So receivers coaches generally work releases with their guys on a daily basis. So why not put your receivers coach, when you're talking about the punt team, with the gunners, where a big part of a gunner being effective, whether he's a receiver, a DB, a running back, is getting a release at the line of scrimmage. So now that's something that coach is already comfortable coaching. He's not going to need as much time, heading into the season or in the off season with that specific responsibility, because he knows a lot of it already. Another example from a technique standpoint would be your secondary coach on punt return. A lot of those techniques that you might be using on punt return may be very similar to what that coach is already teaching when it comes to press man technique or catch man technique, off man, right? So again, it's going to be right in their comfort zone in terms of what they're teaching, and make the whole process go a lot more smoothly. I always ask our guys, I just got to South Carolina and I've already been stopping into other coaches' offices and asking them what they've done in the past. Have they worked with returners? What units have they worked with? What did they play when they were players? What have they coached at other stops, right? And then from there, you can balance it all out as a special teams coordinator to make sure that you're filling in the gaps. I think it's easier for me to adjust than it is for guys to adjust. Try to keep the O-line coach and the quarterback coach out of it. Really, you could say the same for the defensive line coach if possible, other than with the field goal and field goal block units. And then lastly, just be consistent. Make sure everybody's speaking the same language. And sometimes that means I may have to adapt. If it's easier for me to change some vernacular going to South Carolina so that I'm talking the same language as the defensive coaches so that our kids are hearing it the same way, I think that's really important.